is always an interesting read. Complete history of the Chicago Cubs. Lots of sections in here. Good moments, bad moments, meh moments. Let's take a look at a very interesting one here. Bad signs / trades / any kind of roster move, really. Well, let's see. Alfonso Soriano, 2007. Yeah, Carlos Zambrano, that didn't turn out so hot either. Carlos Marmol, no trade clause. Milton Bradley, 2009. Yeesh. Those are to name just a few. Those are the ones in recent years that really come to mind. Why are we talking about this exactly? Well, a lot of people are questioning the signing of Jon Lester. Jon Lester was signed back in December of 2014 for a big 6-year, $155 million contract. And so far, what does he look like? Well, I think the best term to describe it is disappointing. Let's take a look at the numbers so far. His FIP is .366, 70 strikeouts, and a BABIP against of .347. So those numbers are average. Nothing special whatsoever. Not ace quality, that's for sure. And that makes you wonder, was this signing a really bad idea? Is this going to be like Alfonso Soriano? Is this going to be like Carlos Zambrano? It's obviously not going to be like Milton Bradley because the circumstances are pretty different. But it does make you wonder, how good or bad is this signing? Well, I think we got to look at it from the numbers of his overall career, and we can kind of come with a consensus of what it really means. His career, to date, a FIP of .359, 1,527 Ks, and a BABIP against of .305. Now, let's take a look at the FIP. From a FIP standpoint, overall, those numbers, average. I mean, maybe slightly above average, but overall pretty average. Usually, an average to above average FIP is between 350, 380, and at 359, you know, it's right there in the average, almost slightly above average range. So it goes to show that overall in his career, he's been a good pitcher. However, to give him ace money like that, I think that's overpaying. When you think about it, an ace is like Clayton Kershaw, Madison Bumgarner, and all those kind of pitchers, but Jon Lester really shouldn't be making that much with that many years. Almost tempted to kind of cut it in half. One of the reasons he really got this big deal was after his career year last year. At the age of 30, in 2014, he had a FIP of .280 between Boston and Oakland. His one game in the postseason that year was pretty rough, but overall he's known for being a postseason pitcher with Boston. There was only one time Jon Lester's FIP was below .310, and that was last year in 2014. So it goes to show how good last year was and how much his value went up. So, to take from all this, he is not a bad pitcher. He's a good, solid pitcher, but he's not ace material. Right now, it's easy to argue that either Arrieta or Hamel are our best guys right now. They've been the most consistent. Sure, Jake Arrieta's had a few bad starts here or there, but overall he's been pretty good. Jason Hamel's definitely been the most consistent pitcher on the staff. Now, Jon Lester, also keep in mind that he's above 30 and is 31 this year. And have him signed for this year, plus another 5, that's a lot of years for a guy that's over 30. Maybe if he was a few years younger, it'd be a little less scary with 6 years, but with above 30, that can get a little risky as well. Also, if you look at his career, his best years were 2014, 2010, and 2009, in the bulk and the prime of his career. It could almost be argued that he hit his peak last year and may be declining, but not being able to predict the future, you can't really say that. So it's definitely not impossible for Jon Lester to get better and really pitch solidly. He had a really good month of May after a really bad month of April. He started off June pretty poorly, coming off those bad starts against the Marlins and against the Detroit Tigers. But it's not impossible for him to really be effective. I still think he has a chance to be effective for a few years. I just don't expect him to be the ace, end-all ace that people may have expected him to be, especially after last year. I mean, it is lucky that the Cubs have these deep pockets and they can afford players like this, but it just kind of gives you those shades a la Jim Hendry, which a lot of our players, pretty much all of them, are signing these big, huge deals. A lot of them not working out the way they expected. Now, this is under a new scheme. It's under Theo and Jed, and we all have the confidence in them to build a winner. But if Jon Lester could give us some solid seasons in the future, he's good to have. Either way, if you want to look at some bad moves and signings, I could almost guarantee he will never be as bad as the Cubs trading Lou Brock. What were you thinking? I'm Alex Pat, Wrigleyville Times.